welcome to the podcast. This is
Du musst doch moin Leute, was geht?
Yo guys, welcome to the podcast. So this is the first real episode of the XP podcast, and today we want to have a look back at our last event, the Cardistry Experience in 2022. It was our second event, and we wanted to make a recap podcast for a long time already. The event is now 10 months ago,
Right, yeah.
So that's a pretty long time, but maybe we can still talk about some memories, talk about some of our problems and the issues we had, and also the budget and how everything worked out. And it will be a good recap for us as well, because the next event is in a bit over a month already, so it's good to look back and see what we can maybe improve for the next one.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't even remember too much about the last event at this point. All the numbers and everything, I don't know. I have to look that up.
That's true. That was also something I discovered recently. I started editing some small videos for Instagram with the old clips, and there were so good memories, and I forgot about some of the parts.
Right.
But it was so good to just see that again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we have some we had Seno, who was filming the event video last year, and he captured so much more material than what made it into the 5-minute event video, and we never really had time to look at it and go through, because it was so much. And now, because we just ran out of content, we just needed more stuff to post on Instagram and everything, and we look back at those clips, and man, it's crazy memories. We have some on our Instagram. Maybe we can put some in the video, because it's just so good memories. And we wanted to talk a little bit, because we got a lot of questions, obviously, about the money side of things, because some people think, man, why are the tickets so expensive? Why is this? Why is that? And we kind of wanted to just as we already have told some people face to face, just make it known what kind of our financial situation is with doing these events, so that everybody kind of probably understands a little bit better why things are going as they are going.
And also, by now, we have got requests by people who are interested in organizing events themselves.
Right.
And it's really interesting. We didn't have a source to look at, how to organize an event, what to care about, how much money do you need. And so, if some of you want to do it, go for it. Use this as inspiration, as a checklist, what to do. I don't know. Yeah. It might help some people.
Yeah, and also feel free if you if any open questions, because we obviously cannot address everything today, because it's so long ago already. We wanted to do it right after the event, but it was just wasn't possible with life and everything going on. So we thought now is better than never. So let's get into it. Yeah.
So, do we want to talk about the financial part first, or do we want to
let's start with the maybe some favorite memories.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if some person for whatever reason is watching this and doesn't know what's happened, we did this Cardistry event, and you can have a look at it. But if you maybe haven't been at an event of ours yet, just to give you the facts about it, it was a 2-day event.
Yes.
When did it take place again?
It was June 4th and 5th.
Right. June
5th.
4th and 5th. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
In 2022.
2022. That's a good. And we had a couple brands sponsor us. We had headliners. We had 80 people, all in all, with the organizers and the headliners from over 12 countries, which was really exciting. A lot of new people who we hadn't even met, and it was our first event also without the COVID guidelines, which is important, because the first time around it was very difficult. We had to have all these concepts, these hygiene concepts, and these and the masks on it, everything. And this year, of course, that already made it quite a bit simpler. And I think we should maybe we could talk about a bit about the process leading up to it, because what some people also probably don't realize is that we are pretty much it's just the two of us doing all of this.
And it was different for the last event, because for the organization we had Jonas, who was part of the team until pretty short before the event. So with organizing stuff, he helped a lot for the last event, actually.
That's right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we had the logistics was kind of difficult, because we getting, for example, we had a lot of chairs. Maybe we can kind of start into it and then talk about some memories and everything. But just to give a like brief overview about what our main headaches were going into the event, was we had 80 people come by, and of course we had to have chairs for all of these 80 people, right? So those chairs had to be rented. They had to be picked up in a big vehicle which can fit 80 chairs. They had to be brought there, carried all the way up to the location and be set up. We had a lot of tech. We had a stage actually that was pretty fucking heavy. We had
we had speakers and
right.
yeah,
and we had a mischpult.
Yeah, we had a mischpult. Yeah.
And that was just a pain in the. Yeah, it was just very, very difficult to organize that, because Mattis wasn't in Hamburg then. I had some help from family and friends to kind of drive around and pick everything up.
For picking up, I was here.
You were there, but afterwards you weren't.
Because I was stuck somewhere with COVID,
right.
or with a positive COVID test without COVID, but something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, for bringing all the stuff back, you had to do that alone. That's right.
Right. Yeah, and it's just like, if you think like everything about this event is so fun. I think the thing I don't like, the thing I dislike the most, really is the 2 days before. Because it's just no fun.
I'm so excited how that will be in this year, because we have a lot to do in the time before the event.
Yeah.
Like we announced on our Instagram that there will be like a freestyle competition. You can submit entries for that before the event. You can submit full videos that will be screened, like the best ones will be screened. So there will be a lot to like look through material before the event, but we still have to do all the stuff, like pick up the stage and stairs and everything, and plan things out. And then we might miss some things in our schedule and reschedule things. So that will be really stressful this year. But I also really look forward to it. It also the more
dude, I look forward to it because we have Bruno this time around, honestly. Like, we have to have a person that is coming by and just like helping out with everything. Yeah. That will be a great experience. Yeah, but I mean, that's just so. The reason it's pretty like also during the events it's just so stressful for us is because we obviously want everybody to be happy, and we are the ones who are doing like everything in the end. Right? If somebody wants to buy a deck, maybe there's like a friend there who we can say, hey, can you do it real quick? But also we kind of want to be there to talk to everybody, right? If somebody wants to get a drink, then I say, all right, let me get it for you real quick, right? If somebody says, man, the toilet paper is empty downstairs, then I'll run down there and bring new. And that is just so stressful. Also thinking about locking up after the first event day, going home to my place, right? With fucking
seeing Instagram stories from everybody who's out at bars, restaurants.
Everybody's at the restaurants, everybody's having fun, and we are like cleaning up, preparing everything for the next day, going home, having a couple hours of sleep, and then being the first ones back there. I don't know. I just wanted to, also when we talk about the financials later, just that everybody kind of thinks again through how this happens, and that we are obviously not on a level yet like CardistryCon, for example, like other popular brands, popular projects who have more background, more financial backing, and also just more experience, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, you're fucking young. I'm 21, he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
This is our third event now, right? So just to keep that in mind, that we are really trying to just do our best, and whenever there's like an issue or something, kind of like go with a head to the wall type approach, right? Whenever I think when there's something that doesn't work, I never want to take that as all right, it doesn't work, right? But we just find some way to fucking make it work, right? We had last year we had some of the tech, and the cable wasn't long enough. Yeah. So we
just didn't think about it before, that we need something extra. We thought, okay,
like power
we'll
sockets,
get everything.
There weren't enough power sockets, and then we had someone go and pick up on the day, like shortly before the event started, go and pick up, go to a tech store and pick up one of these socket
I was preparing everything at the location already.
Yeah.
And she was just going somewhere, and I couldn't like test everything, but we had to wait for her, and then it worked out in the end, but it was really stressful.
Yeah, definitely. So
I think like you talked a lot about the stress during the event, but I think it's even more stressful or like more work the whole year before the event. So our first event was in October 2021, and then the second one was in June the year after. So from October to June, we pretty much used the whole time to organize those things.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was so weird because you had like a part-time job at Flink, like riding a bicycle to bring people some groceries, and Jonas as well. And sometimes we had to like call and discuss things while you were like on the bike doing your job. And I was in my final year of school, so I was like right before the event, I wrote my final exams for school. And during that time, I think I spent more time for Cardistry Experience than learning for school. And so it was like really stressful to manage all of that, but also it was a lot of fun. But like it is also like a big part in my life, and also if we talk about the finances, as you said, it's stressful at the event, but also stressful over the whole year.
Yeah, totally.
And
it's so we don't really have off times anymore for this event. Like in the past, like if you say you want to do a project or want to design something, make a product or something, then usually it's you get together, you kind of do the concept thing, and then you figure out how to do it. What do you need? Do you need to like do some prototypes, or do you need to do some shootings, or put it in the shop or something? But for this event, because it's an ongoing thing, right? And after the event, we're already obviously thinking, how can we do the next one even better? Like trying to keep in contact with all the sponsors, with all the headliners, so that we know, man, people want to come back also. We want to, like right after the event, we want to get feedback from all the attendees, right? Then we want to look through that and learn from what we could have done even better, and it just goes on and on and on. Then the next thing already happens, because we know, like people, for example, printing decks. We had the honor of having some decks released at our event, but decks, like producing something like that, takes a lot of time up front. So we have like shortly after the event, if we say, okay, we want to do the next event in around a year's time, there already are some choices to be made. So pretty much throughout the entire year, we do like calls at least on a weekly basis. And that's like this time for the last couple months, 3-4 months, we've been doing
at least 2 a week, 2 video calls a week. And it's like now I have a part-time job and have to like manage it around. And I just quit, so that will be different for the next month too. But like I quit the job to have more time for the event as well. So I could have like worked a few weeks longer and just take time off for the event. But no, we need like a month before to have more time to put work on it and to film stuff and things. But yeah, like also for the last event, because like this is like more about the last event, we also had the time. I think for almost the whole time from October to June, we had like weekly video calls. Maybe not every week, but almost every week.
Yeah, definitely.
And then like closer to the event, it was also like almost daily video calls. It was Yeah,
and I mean, I think we could kind of like ramble on about all of that, but it's if there's anything someone is particularly interested about, like also some people might think, dude, what is there to talk about all the time, right? But we could, like, just to move on right now, we can elaborate on that a little bit more probably. I mean, also like we just have recordings of entire calls. You know, maybe we can like sometime document a call or something, because there's so much. Like every mail, right? Every email. Like I think it's pretty hard if you've never worked on a project like this. It's pretty hard to imagine why there would be even the need to put that much time also together, like that much time on a video call into it. But yeah, I think we will just move on from that now.
Also, like you just said, it's hard to imagine. For us, it was also so hard to imagine before we started. We started with the first year in 2021, we had the event in October. We started in summer planning it, so we didn't have that much time as we have now. We didn't have a year before that. We just had a couple months, and yeah, we thought, okay, it will be fine. And it was fine because it was a smaller event, but it was a lot of stress. And then we thought, okay, so the next one, we have more time, that makes it easier. No, it makes it harder because we wanted to get it better and get everything better and have so many upgrades. And so it was even more work, even if we had more time for it. So that was crazy.
I mean, we changed everything just to go into that a little bit more. From the first event to the second event, we changed the name. We did an entire rebranding. We had a new logo. We had like the announcement videos before, right?
At the first event, we didn't have a stage or anything.
Yeah, it was just no tech. We had video.
The chairs were like different chairs.
I remember actually the sofas we were sitting on.
Yeah.
Right. I think they will be hopefully seen if we ever put out the behind the scenes video with all the things we did. But the sofas in my room right now, right? I remember that a couple days before the event because we just didn't have enough chairs.
And we didn't think about it. It wasn't like...
Right, yeah, we didn't think... But then I thought, man, we have so many people coming by. And I went to my grandparents' house, right? And I said, oh, you guys, you have some chairs, some garden chairs or something? And they had a couple, but not enough. And I went through, like, in my parents' basement and everywhere I asked around. And we just didn't have enough. And so I went on eBay, right? Where you can buy used things. And there was, like some sofas and like a chair, right? Like a big sofa kind of chair.
Yeah.
And they were put in there as a gift, but it was maybe a couple of probably an hour's drive, like 45 minutes to an hour. So I went there, drove there, put 2 of those pieces in, drove back, put everything out, drove there again, put the final, like the biggest sofa in there, because there was like one very small, like a chair, one 2-people sofa and one 3-people sofa.
Yeah.
So I went like total 4 times. I drove like the entire day just to pick up some fucking sofas, which we then brought there like for the one-day event. In the morning we carried those up. Dude, I had fucking back pain for a long time after that. And then we on the same day we brought it all back down. We were there with 2 transporters that event.
Yeah.
My parents came by because we didn't think about what we were going to do with all of those things. Like last year we had 1 transporter and was still paying, but we kind of managed. Right? But the first event we just didn't So there's a lot of things that we are just still learning by just doing this. So yeah, if there's anything like specific you guys are interested, just feel free to reach out and maybe we can like go into it a bit more some other time or answer it in a DM.
Yeah.
I would like to know I think probably would be interesting, what was your kind of like some favorite moments?
Yeah, I think the favorite thing from the 2022 event, I think probably the freestyle competition, because we had a freestyle competition at the first year in 2021 already. But for that one, we kept everything really open and we just thought, okay, freestyle sounds fun. Everybody will just show moves and we will pair them up and one versus like another person. And
I think what was pretty cool about the first one that we were all standing in a circle. That was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that was cool, but it was also just because we didn't have a stage and that was the best way of doing it.
Dude,
but now
I had to scream so loudly. I think you can hear it in the video how sore my throat was afterwards because we had the mask on.
Yeah.
We only afterwards, like this is the first one, but we only afterwards realized that we could have, like the speaker was allowed to take the mask off, of course.
Yeah, so that was pretty weird at the first event, and it was really nice to see it, and people did a really great job, and Tristan won the whole thing, and did a great job with did a good job with giving some freestyle at the it was great. But then for the second event we thought, okay, let's change it up a bit. Let's come up with some topics.
Yeah, that was great.
And those topics, some people hated those, but that's the fun part about it.
A lot of people actually hated those. They said, man, that's so fucking stupid.
For example, Tristan, the guy who won the first competition, that it was really nice, and we will do that for the next year again.
Yeah.
We will not let you know what the topics are, of course, because that is part of the concept. We want people to get creative on the spot, to don't prepare for a year. This is not a video competition like most cardistry competitions. Most competitions are just record a video, send it in, and the best video wins. Or like multiple rounds with multiple videos, but we wanted to have something on stage, and so we also wanted to give the topic at the place, like not right when you are on stage, but like an hour before maybe. And so you have to get creative in that time. And it's not about who's the best like packet cutter or who's the best cardist in general, but it's more about who gets most creative and who can entertain the crowd basically. And that was great fun last year with the topics, because some people didn't know how to manage with the topics and just didn't care about it at all, and some people really got into it and really thought about it.
Every round he like,
for example,
yeah, I think some people got kind of wrong about it. Like probably also people who were at the first event thought, okay, freestyle, and I think they kind of probably have prepared in a way where they thought, okay, I will do a sequence, right?
Yeah.
Like something like an uncut video or something. But also that's just not what it's about, right? And that is why we are doing the topics, because it's also not to like be mean to anybody. It's just that we think it's the nicest, because that way you just can't prepare. It's not about doing like. Right, it's not about the best moves, but it's also not about the best combo. It's not about the best flow. It's not about the best isolation routine thing. It's just about you have a topic, you have a moment, and do something that is somehow related to cards. It can be so little, right? It can be so little. Andre had this great move, right, where I think it was also on the beat of the music, because he knew the music, and he had this kind of like this looks like a flying bird thing, and then he like shot it. And the cards kind of exploded. It was so great. He just made it so great. Like
that was for the topic, let the cards fly. So that's with the bird and
afterward, he made it so like on multiple levels. He totally nailed that thing, and that's so cool, because that's not a move that you like on itself. That move is also cool, but you probably wouldn't do it in a classical video that much, right? It's not the classic kind of cardistry move, and that is what we think is really interesting. Because it also gives everybody an opportunity to take part, right? Not just the best, greatest, craziest cardists who have the coolest moves, right? But everybody can go there and have a great year. Like Felix, of course, one of our favorite examples, right? He did this kind of isolation dance routine, which was so cool. And so definitely that was a big highlight, of course. Yeah. Do you remember like what was kind of the most random moment you experienced? Anything come to mind?
I don't remember. I think there was something that was weird in the moment. Do you have something in mind? I have to think about it.
It's so many random moments. I mean, actually we said it earlier a couple times. Actually, we had like multiple occasions where the toilet paper ran out. And I think we kind of should probably have some more toilet paper next year. Also, I remember when I came by to the event, like we did a day before, we got the keys to the location, and then I arrived. And there's a great person. It's a guy named Kike, and he's a bicycle mechanic, which is great. Like he builds bicycles to exact measurements, and he kind of works in that space. So he was the one I was always talking to, right, who was giving me the keys. And when I went there to open up we were preparing, and the first day was happening, and I went down and I checked kind of the sink and the toilet and everything, and the toilet didn't flush.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like I was looking, and I think it was a Saturday already. Was it Saturday and Sunday?
It was the event, we prepared on Friday.
Exactly, but Friday it worked. It was Saturday.
Oh.
Like, it was the first event day, right? It worked on Friday, and then Saturday was like, it was a weekend, and also it was like holiday. So I was, man, fuck, what am I supposed to do now? And I called him, and luckily Kike picked up the phone, and he told me that there was like some dial I had to like open.
Wow.
So I went in there, but in that moment I was like, man, we have everything prepared, and now the toilet doesn't work. What is going on? So yeah, and we had some.
That's also something you might not check before the event.
Yeah, of course.
You might not
the
like
first
meet
person down there is
and that would be
sends us a DM, need some help.
So we're glad that worked out.
Right. Yeah, that was kind of random. Yeah, but other than that, everything kind of went well that time. But we were short a deck of I don't know if we told that anybody. We were short a deck of Origin Touch. So at the shop, and actually we were missing at the end when we counted, we were missing a deck, and we still don't know if it got lost or if we miscalculated. But
it might be our fault, but
maybe
maybe somebody's lucky right now and
some guy out there is cherishing opening his Origin playing cards for the first time and saying, "Man, these are great." That was cool.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking, like, my favorite moment. I couldn't even say what's the favorite moment, because I'm thinking. I think.
For me, another special moment, if you
sure.
if you want to think about it a bit more, a really great thing for me was to show my video there.
Right.
Like I prepared a video.
And that was a great moment for me too, man.
And the video, that was also like a kind of weird part, but that was before the event, because we wanted to film a totally different video. We had a whole concept for a video, like a whole script for the video written down, and then like on the day before filming, our location cancelled, and so we couldn't film at the location, and that like closed the whole plan, and we had to think about something else. And then that video was pretty spontaneous. Also the name of the video was Handkampf, but we came up with the name at the spot, like at the location, because there was some tag that said Handkampf, and we thought, oh, that's fitting to the video. But to show those videos at an event is so great, and everybody who has the opportunity to show something live to an audience of cardists, it's just a great feeling.
Right. Funnily enough, everyone has the opportunity to show something live to Cardistry Experience.
Everybody
you all can send in some videos to us, and some of those will be chosen to be screened at the event.
Yeah.
So I don't know until when, or I don't even know where they have to send it, but you will probably be able to find more info about that on our Instagram. So definitely check that out.
Yeah. And another great thing around that video screening was our presenting our first own deck of playing cards.
Yeah, I love that presentation.
That's also something we said. We worked a long time on the event before it happened, but we also worked on the deck, and we didn't show
the videos and everything.
Right? Yeah. And then on the event we presented the deck. We showed it around. We had some prototypes to give around to film some stuff. And then it was like we wanted to start a Kickstarter, and everything didn't really work out as planned.
It failed, all right? If you have to ask.
But that was after the event. So at the event it was great to see everybody with it and filming stuff with it.
Yeah, probably that is actually my favorite moment. Like the presentation. I talked to Mattis because we filmed a reel the other day. We cutted a reel the other day. It's not up yet, but it will be out soon. About the freestyle competition. Mattis actually made the edit and went through the clips, and it was kind of funny because he cut a small edit with clips from the freestyle competition, and it was my job to do that. We have to move a bit over because the sun is going past.
Yeah, I don't have much room here.
Not much of the bench is left, and it was my job to go through that video. And I said to Mattis, man, I can't do it because whenever we had so many clips of the freestyle competition, and I kind of moderated that, and it was just too cringe. I couldn't watch it really. It was not possible for me to go through it because I was like, oh man, kind of, and yeah, that was kind of weird.
And that was also the freestyle competition was the cringe part about it was the weird part maybe of the event also, because on the first day the freestyle competition wasn't that great. It was cool to have people on stage and stuff, but we had the beamer turned on, so there was
I think that was actually pretty cool from the look.
in the background. Okay, but on the videos it doesn't look good. I don't know. I don't remember how it was.
I think it also looks good on the video.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but he's right. We had we hadn't everything thought out perfectly, and the second day it all went kind of a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
Well, this year, of course, it's going to be perfect. So obviously, but yeah, that was kind of weird, and also the presentation. We did our presentation at the very end of the event, and because we had so many things to think about during the event, we just didn't have the presentation ready. We knew what we wanted to present, but it was basically just a fucking text in a Google Docs document, and I went up there with my laptop and we had a little dia show with some pictures, but I basically just stood there and read from the laptop.
And I think there's one picture that sums it all really good. Silas took a picture when everything was done, when our presentation was done, and we said, okay, the event is over, you can go now. And we were just laying down on the stage.
He took that picture?
Yes.
From up?
No, he was just standing next to us and taking the picture. So maybe we have that somewhere.
Dude, that's so cool. That's one of my favorite pictures, man.
Yeah.
We're just lying on the stage. Yeah,
and you see how happy we are that everything is over, but also like everything is finished, is done,
has
but
worked
also
out,
how stressed we still look. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but that for me that was actually a cool moment, even if it was kind of weird, and I was like going up there and hoping, oh man, hopefully the people aren't, kind of thinking, man, fucking guy hasn't even learned his text, right? But everybody was really happy and also so supportive, and I kind of liked that we just had the chance to, after having like spending 2 great days with all these people, to kind of just settle down and for 10-15 minutes just have a little chat, kind of like talk with the people, let everybody know how we were doing, how the event, how everything was looking for the project. Yeah, that was cool. So now we have to get in the finances because we have to go soon.
Yeah, next project is
right.
waiting.
Yeah, we have to go to the shooting.
Okay.
So Mattis is going to pull up our budget list because he is our Excel magician, and also he's going to study mathematics. He just got his.
Yeah, just like 1 hour ago, I got my confirmation
for university. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So his way to prepare for that, of course, is not fucking school because he didn't. He only did the event, but he practiced a lot with building Excel sheets for our budget. So please tell us about the sheet for 2022.
Okay, so as we said, we had like around 75 to 80 people at the event, but there were like. We were there were a few headliners,
of course.
people helping out, and they
also some people didn't show up. I think there was one person who was only at the first event and not the second. 2 people didn't come at all, so it was like 75, 80 in that range, kind of.
Yeah, and so and the headliner obviously like they didn't buy a ticket. That was like the deal with them, and so we sold 66 tickets. Before the event happened, we sold all of them online, obviously, and also we offered shirt bundles for this year again, and because that was a great thing, so people could choose if they just want the ticket or if they want the shirts on top of that. The shirts and the bags, how they were made, that is a whole different story.
It's a story for another day.
We might talk about that later.
It's a story for another day. We lost a lot of money on those two, definitely.
That sums it up pretty good.
It's pretty much everything.
But so our plan was to also offer shirts at the event, but for more expensive than if you buy them in the bundle. But we weren't able to do that because
it didn't happen.
We had some stress with that and couldn't produce that. So just the people who bought the shirt bundle were able to get a shirt, and also the freestyle competition winner got one. So 9 people bought that shirt bundle. In total, 66 people bought a ticket.
And tickets were 69 euros back then, right?
Yes, that's right.
And 99 for the shirt? No. What was the shirt bundle?
95.
95,
the shirt bundle.
Good price.
Wow. Yeah, actually, not enough to finance the shirts.
Right, exactly.
And so the money we made through that it's almost 4,800 euros. And then we also had to pay some costs for, like, if you pay via PayPal, the company PayPal takes a bit of the money.
Yeah, it takes a percentage and all. Yeah, also MasterCard and everything. Like everybody kind of takes like a little bit.
It's like 3% or something like that.
Yeah, something between like 1.5 to 3. It kind of changes and depends also on the moon phase, the mood of fucking PayPal.
Yeah, and also we have our website. We have that through Wix, which is a provider for a website, and they also take a percentage of money that you get through like selling at your online shop. Yeah. So some money gets lost there already. So we have to pay some for the fees, and so we don't even receive all of that money. So that leaves us with about 4,500 something euros. that we like receive from the ticket selling.
Jo, Digga, wir wollten um 12 Uhr in Harburg sein. Wir sind voll spät dran einfach.
Shit.
Wir müssen los.
Machen wir den Rest im Auto weiter?
Wir machen unterwegs weiter.
Okay, so quick pause. We have to like move on to our next project. We'll finish talking about that on our way.
Okay, guys. So funny story. We actually had to abort the recording because we had a shooting happening here in this fucking space. But now we are going to finish our money talk. So Mattis, please. I will go find myself a place to sit.
Okay, so I think last thing I talked about is the profit we made from the tickets selling in general. It was about 4,500 euros. And our biggest cost factors. Look at that. Okay, so our biggest like cost factors for the event were, of course, the location. So we had the location for 3 days. We had 2 event days, and there was also an additional day before to prepare everything that we already booked the location. That costs 600 euros for all the technical gadgets, for like the stage and the speakers and everything. We paid almost 400 euros. Then we had a lot of goodies. We had the bags itself. We had stickers and stuff like that. But one of the biggest factors was actually the import taxes for all of the sponsored items, which is really weird.
So expensive.
And nobody expected that. Wow, weird noises in here. And nobody expected that like beforehand, but we actually paid over 500 euros just for the import taxes of all of the sponsored goodies and shirts and stuff. So that was way more than expected. Yeah. And some of that would even got more expensive after the event. Like we got some
additional costs. Yeah, we kind of tried to fix all of that this year, but it's another of those things where you just realize that you think you have planned everything, and then you figure out, dude, there are so many, like these cost factors, we didn't think of those. Yeah. But they would be so high, right? So just another of those things where you say, man, fuck, you just need a lot of money for all of these things. Because sometimes also it's like less than you think for taxes, for example. Then the other times it's so much more than you would have expected. So yeah, it's just pretty stupid.
Yeah. I would just go through some more cost factors and then...
let's go kind of quick. I think we don't have to explain everything.
So, for example, we bought posters to sell at the event. Those were like 40 euros in total. Then we had the chairs were 180. The booklets, like the small booklets that were in the goodie bags, we had to order 100, so that is also 230 euros spent there. Right. So a lot of like more and more costs.
Yeah, it adds up really quickly.
And for example, we had for the You Don't Even Know playing cards, which we announced during the event. We talked about this earlier in the podcast. Yeah. We announced them at the end of the event, and so we bought 20 prototypes for that. And printing prototypes is also kind of expensive, so we paid 340 euros apparently on the prototypes.
That's a lot.
That's more than I
remember. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of those
and that
costs.
adds up to how much? So how much do we spend last year?
So we spent about 3,300 euros with all of those costs.
And all the taxes included as well? I think some taxes came after that, didn't they?
Yeah, I think the biggest one is not included.
Yeah, that was like 500 euros on top. Okay, so this list isn't like the greatest, but just for a general overview, so there were some costs that were coming on top of that afterwards, but just to have it now, like how much did we spend, how much did we earn, and what is kind of the leftover?
Yeah, so this list says leftovers like 1,300, but then the like 300 to 500 euro like paying afterwards.
Yeah, we ended up with something like we had our balance on the account was something like just under 1,000 euros, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Which we are taking over into this event as extra budget.
So
Yeah,
if you think about it like that, we like with all of those months of work, and we are 2 people, right? And we would split it through 2. We made 500 euros each profit.
Not even.
On that event, yeah.
And we didn't take any of that for ourselves. We all left it like in the project for this next event. And for example, to print more prototypes, to send the prototypes out to people. We had different people do videos with them when we had our Kickstarter campaign. And we wanted to use that money on top of the Kickstarter campaign for the printing. So that was also the plan. To have that as a Kickstarter to like make the deck a reality.
That's right.
And now,
and even now, I mean, for some people it might sound like, oh, man, 1,000 euros is great, and why are they red? But if you really think about how much time we put in there, it is like not a lot of money at all. Like to think that we even were only so close, just barely over break even, right? We just barely made profit, and not even close as much as would be needed so that it would be worth it for us to earn something. So we don't earn any money. Like if you remember from our last podcast about the event, for the first event, we even bought our own tickets for that event. So yeah, we're really just trying to make everything as cheap as possible, to make sure that everything just works, that it's the best that it can be, which is why also we had to increase like ticket prices a little bit. And just as a like sneak peek, probably, I think I would like to do one of these again, probably sooner after the next event, because I think it would be very interesting to see like then we have done 3 times where we also told you all the earnings, and I think it would be cool to kind of see the development, because right now we are with our budget. Like, tell them, what does it say will be over right now with everything we've earned?
So you see, like you said, 1,000 euros is not a lot, but now this year, we actually still at like minus 2,000 or something.
Yeah, right.
So we
have this big Excel sheet, right, where everything is what do we buy, because some things got a little bit more expensive, and ticket sales and everything is added up, calculated up. We have some new things we are getting this year, and the big number, Gewinn, earnings, says minus 2,000, and that's kind of a bad thing. But that's exactly what we kind of signed up for, because we know we are willing to just make this event happen, and it's going to be a great time. Also, obviously, it's not like a bad business decision, because we that doesn't include all the earnings we will probably have from the shop. So no, I think we will be good. We won't be having to put in too much of our own money.
And this one included the vending table sales already. So
right. So but as I said, just for people to understand that this is not something like some money printing kind of thing where we say, oh, okay, let's go to the bank and get some couple $100 to do whatever with. We're really looking at every euro right now to figure this out.
Yeah, but also we don't really do that, because with the budget we have, it would be possible to make a great event.
Sure,
but we just want to have things better and better than last time, and just keep going. So that's why we spend so much. It would be possible to do a cheap event with the budget that we have.
Yeah, we could cut a lot of costs, but if you think about the booklet, please remember that. If you listen to this before the event and you're coming to the event, then think about the booklet when you look into the goodie bag, because that is the perfect example for where there's no reason for doing it the way we are doing it this year, but it's just so much more, so much greater, it's so much cooler, and it's way more expensive, but that's exactly, like for me, I want to have that booklet. Like working on it, man, I want to have that, so it's,
many things, but the booklet is such a good example. Shirts
could be worse, right? We could cut costs at any given point, but I don't know. I just wanted really to have everybody who is interested enough to watch this to know that we are really doing this primarily out of love for cardistry and for the community, because this is not something where we can even it's just not reasonable even to expect that this is going to be a lucrative thing money-wise for us, even in the near future. It's just not. Like, if we maybe keep going like with this, maybe it could be like a great thing sometime, and it could be that we earn some money with that sometime, but now it's our 3rd event, and we are just about to possibly make the most minus we ever did. Right?
Yeah.
So.
And as I said, I just quit my job like one month earlier to work more on the event. You don't even have a job right now, like a main job.
So you don't even want to know.
so it is like a big part in our life, and we put a lot of effort in it. And if you like compare that with the money we make from it, like even if there's a possibility to have some profit in the end. It doesn't add up with the numbers of like the hours of work.
Not yet, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good point to end it, probably, right?
Yeah, let's just say that we're not crying about not having enough money. We love to do it. We just do it because it's fun, and Yeah,
and for us, it's the greatest time, right? Like everybody, we want to have everybody happy who's coming to the event, but I think for us, it's just some of the greatest memories to be able to look back at it in some years and just remember all those times.
For sure.
Good thing. Right, so guys, we have to go. Mattis has to catch a train back to his hometown.
What a weird episode.
Right, it's pretty chaotic, but who knows?
The people just listening might be so confused what happened.
Exactly, yeah, check out the video. Check out the video, please. It will all make sense. And who knows, maybe we will all hear each other again. Sooner than after the next event. Who knows? Let's see.
I don't know.
Let's see. Yeah. Let us know if you have any more questions regarding the event, regarding our finances. As you've seen, it's not looking too good. But that's it. Mattis, anything to add?
No, that's it.
Right. Then
see you next time.
Let's get out of here.
Ja.
Mattis, komm, nimm mich mit, dein Müll.
Okay. Fürs Outro vom Video.
Oh, scheiße, hier ist
Bye. Oh.